14th of this March, Iman uploaded a video where he said this.
You need to understand that drinking is literally the devil. It puts a cloud over your mind. It ruins your sleep. It leads to bad decisions as well as very illogical and sometimes very emotional decisions.
Yes, he said this about alcohol and how it is bad for you and your productivity levels. But when you go and see his Nepal video, you're gonna see this. Yes, my friends, you saw it right. He was drinking and he was smoking. Does it look hypocritical? Wait till you find about him talking about cheating on his significant other.
I will cheat, undoubtedly.
But first, let's talk about alcohol. The drugs that is appreciated by society in the most ridiculous manner. If you don't drink it, you are a villain. As Chris Williamson says, and I quote, alcohol is the only drug where if you don't do it, people assume you have a problem. And even Mr. Gadzhi says himself that if you are doing alcohol, you are lacking behind everybody else who is on the curve. But when you see him do the exact opposite, it just feels ridiculous and hypocritical at the same time. Coming to me, I'm a brown guy. And if you don't have the tradition to drink in the family, you are never going to be drinking. If you are going to be drinking, you are considered a villain, a threat to society. That is why I was never able to drink, and I thought it was all natural. But as I grew older and I saw successful people talking against alcohol, I felt absolutely good. I felt that it was an achievement to me. And with time, experts like Dr. Andrew Huberman is talking all against alcohol and how it impacts your body and your potential to grow. But wait, we are sticking to YouTube. As we go through dates, we can see Iman has always been consistent with the uploads. He is constantly uploading every single month. But there is a gap. Why? He made a 3-part series called The Great Reset and somehow it disappeared. This series was well written, brilliantly executed, well produced, and somehow it has disappeared from his channel. It feels awkward, doesn't it? A series which gathered millions and millions of views, ran for an hour of an average time, somehow disappeared from his channel and nowhere to be found. How and why? It feels like someone else is controlling his mind, a puppet master behind his actions. It sounds familiar, doesn't it? It feels like they were strategically deleted before somebody goes into it and deep dives into the videos. But what if I tell you this is not the first time it happened? In 2022, he made a 5-part series about how young people can escape the rat race, how they can achieve greatness, but somehow it is nowhere to be found. Again, it is mysterious. He made this time video series and by the end of the part 5, he was selling his course and now this series is nowhere to be found. Why and how, nobody knows it. But when it comes to me, you can see this is a new channel. We have not tons of videos, but nothing has ever been deleted from this channel or from my other channels. While I take the point for never consuming alcohol, I have to give this one to Mr. Iman Gadzhi. He knows his customers, he knows his target audience, he's making consistent videos and deleting strategically the videos that are not performing good and have suspicions. He knows who is going to be buying his course in the future and who is going to be investing in his business in the future. One of the biggest things that I would disagree with Mr. Iman Gadzhi are NFTs. Yes, me and Iman Gadzhi not go eye to eye when it comes to NFTs. He made a club, Gents Croquet Club. And to get into the club, you have to be very exclusive. You have to give interviews, you have to apply for it, and even I was even declined. The mint price was around $5,000 at that time and you can either mint 1 piece or 5 pieces. That was absolutely crazy. Only a few people got the privilege to get in the club. But what was into the club? What you had was an exclusive privilege to a club of multimillionaire people. The people are like-minded, the people are trying to grow, the people are entrepreneurs. But what happened to the club? Where is it now? Do you know the most ridiculous thing about this club was? After the minting phase of the period, nobody talked about it. Iman never made a single video about the club and never promoted it in the last 10 months. And now suddenly we got the news, the club is now a Web 2 project from Web 3. That means it might have been sold and nobody knows about it. There was no prior news and the investment got tanked. The NFT got tanked so hard that it went below the line. This world-class club of gentlemen is now disappeared. There is no founder on the website, there is no way to talk. Either you can apply to join the club, and if you are in a club, you knows what to do. But somehow it is the most shadiest thing on Iman's portfolio. Now let's talk about me. What am I doing in the NFT market? I created NFTs, I still do create NFTs. But just not that, I try to provide the best value to my investors. I am consistently collaborating with the biggest names in the market, like Time Magazine with the timepieces. I have recently dropped a charity project with Jomo, which helped the top 5 mental health care charities in America. And if you are going to be in the NFT market, you have to consistently provide values to the investor. You cannot just abandon them and then turn into Web 2 project. and somehow nobody knew about it is going to be turning into a Web 2 project. And where are the founders? Nowhere to be found. One single video on Instagram, and that's it. I would gladly accept a point when it's come to NFTs. Being a family man, oof, he made a controversial point on Sebastian George's podcast, and he said this.
But if I get married in 3 years, I will cheat. Undoubtedly. Not even a question. You try being in your 20s, making 8 figures plus a year, right? And you try having that, so having all that money, that power, and then having, we also have social media presence, right? It's not massive, but, social media helps a lot in that department.
Wait, dude, seriously? You have no control over your temptations? You might cheat on your significant other if you marry right now, and you don't have any respect for the connection or the bond? I would gladly snatch a point right now, but he also said he wants to marry and have kids in his 30s. But what is the guarantee that you are going to be sticking to that one single person? Because if you don't have control over temptation right now, what is the guarantee that you're gonna have control over temptations in the future? Speaking of age, I would like to give a big W to Mr. Iman Gadzhi. Currently, he's in his early 20s. He's worth around $100 million. I don't know, but this dude is insanely successful. He has a fantastic agency and amazing businesses all around, with great courses to provide to his customer base. But coming to me, who am I? I'm just a peasant. I'm a photographer. I do photo shoots, I teach photography, I sometimes talk in the universities. I have a couple of businesses. I don't have millions sitting around, but I also come from a third world country. And in my country, where I'm sitting, I can even be considered in Iman's world as top 1%. And yes, I belong from a third world country working with the biggest clients in the world. But before you leave this video, I want to say something. I have strategically edited this video in a particular manner. Before you think Iman is a bad guy or a villain, I want to tell you something. He has always said that he's a party animal. He party like crazy for 4 to 6 months a year. He produces fantastic videos. The quality of his production is amazing. The writing, the editing is phenomenal. And more than anything, if he is impacting young people to escape the rat race to follow their dreams, there is nothing more than that. That is the one thing that I respect the most. If you want to change somebody else's life, you have to make videos, you have to take actions, and he's doing exactly that. And this is what I'm also trying to do.